A slice of good old Kiwi life or a totally barbaric pastime? To say opinions are divided about greyhound racing would be an understatement. There are allegations and counter-allegations. So Paula Penfold's been to the races to find out. Are the dogs dying to entertain us?
It is, I'm sure they won't mind us saying, the working class cousin of the horse racing industry. Not quite the same levels of glamour, but the people here love it. And so too, they'd have us believe, do the dogs. They're sight hounds originally bred for hunting. Their prey drive is strong, which is why they'll chase the lure obsessively. And they are super fast, with top speeds upwards of 60 kilometres an hour. Only the cheetah is faster. But their spectacular ability comes at a cost. Injury is just one of the concerns. There is a hidden secret, as it's being called, in a sport which is not quite as healthy as it seems. If you had your way, the whole industry would end up gone.
That's right. Greyhound.
Why? What's so bad about it?
Well, greyhound racing puts these beautiful creatures' lives on the line for 30-second races where they're at risk of extreme injuries, just so people can be entertained and gamble on them.
So Aaron Cross loves his dogs, and that's led him to hate the industry they come from. After fostering ex-racing greyhound packs, he founded the Greyhound Protection League. Your stance against the greyhound racing industry has led many in that industry to despise you, hasn't it?
It's a fair comment. Yep.
You've had threats?
There's been a lot of veiled threats. People tend to be a little bit cautious about a direct threat. But, you know, this is the environment that I'm operating in.
If the industry is feeling the pressure of mounting criticism, it's not shying away from it. There is a lot to lose. It may be the poor relation, but it still contributes $76 million a year to the economy and provides 750 jobs. The dapper, gentlemanly Jim Leach is General Manager at Greyhound Racing New Zealand. He invited us to Hat-Trick Raceway at Wanganui, where there are meets every Wednesday.
Are we allowed in here?
And he gave us access all areas. The pre-race vet checks, where every dog is inspected at the start of each meeting to make sure there are no injuries. The kennels, where the four-legged Usain Bolts wait patiently for their chance at glory. And trackside for a front row view. There's a few characters around here, aren't there?
Definitely is. There's a few lived-in faces, you might say.
The white one's the winner today.
Tom?
The white one's the winner today.
The winner, yes.
How have your dogs done today?
Oh, well, she won, and her sister over there ran second.
Oh, that's a good At Wanganui today, one of those characters, Pauline Blanche, who's currently training 5 dogs. How long have you been doing this job? Is it a job for you or a hobby?
It's more or less a hobby, you know, just over 30 years.
Would it be rude of me to ask how much money you've made today with a first and a second?
Not today.
Yeah. You got your papers, have you?
Yeah.
The stakes are all right from what I've been reading.
273.
273, is that for your second?
That's for the second, and the winner was 600.
Ooh. Greyhound racing here at Wanganui is alive and kicking. But it's the action on the track we've come to see today. Hopefully we won't witness some of the carnage there's been recently. During 3 meetings here in August, 9 dogs were injured, including 2 which had to be euthanased as a result. This is my first ever greyhound race we're about to watch. What should I expect to see? But Jim Leach is keen to show me the good side, to give me the lowdown. And so the box opens. now.
There
Way
they
to go. Wow, that is fast.
Acceleration of them.
But soon after the start,
Oh,
a dog has fallen, though the rest carry on. Fireboy Baxter has won. But on the back straight, there's concern over Archie's token.
so that's now being carried off, clearly injured.
Clearly injured, yeah.
So what will happen now with that
Well,
dog?
the vet will inspect the dog.
Can we go and see that?
I think we might just be better to leave them until they sort themselves out.
It is upsetting to see, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
You even look a little bit shaken by it.
Well, it's always, it's not a good thing. No one likes to see an animal injured.
But I guess from your perspective, I don't know, is that the collateral damage, if you like, of this industry?
Well, I don't know whether I'd call it collateral damage, but it is one aspect of the industry where not everybody's very happy about it. There's clearly been some criticism of greyhound racing because of that.
And you can see why.
You can see why, yes.
As preparations for the next race go ahead, we try to find out what's happened to the dog. One course official eventually confirms to us the worst. The dog has smashed its knee and has been put down.
Yeah, it never run again. It's a male, so it's not a breeder. Yeah. So it's no future, unfortunately.
Okay, I've just spoken to the trainer of that dog and he's in tears actually. He's so devastated that he doesn't want to appear on camera. But here's the thing about how this industry works. He has several other dogs racing today, so he's heading straight back out there. I guess the show just must go on. What's an acceptable injury rate?
Oh, well, I don't think it's realistic to think you'll get none. The injury rate, currently the level of what is ultimately a fatal injury is running somewhere around about 20 to 25 per year. But you've got to put that in perspective. We're running over 5,000 races a year. That's over 40,000 dogs going around a track. So that's a pretty small percentage.
But there's more to the picture. Each year, hundreds of dogs are non-fatally injured, lacerations, muscle tears, fractures. And so far this year, the injury rate in New Zealand is higher than the accepted rate internationally.
Does that concern you?
It concerns me when we get injuries, yes, definitely does. We may be slightly ahead at the moment compared to last year, but they do tend to even out, and there are a whole lot of different things that come into play here.
There are some things you can control.
Definitely are some things we can control.
You can improve track maintenance and safety,
Yes,
that kind of
yes,
things.
and we're certainly doing everything we can to do that.
You're taking this seriously.
We're taking it very seriously.
Dr. Nick Cave of Massey University has extensively studied greyhound injuries.
Given that there is inevitably an injury rate, is it okay from your perspective as a vet that we put the dogs through this just for the sake of our entertainment?
That is a good question. We need to balance the interests of society with the interests of the dog. Now, the interest of society in this case is entertainment, revenue generating and gambling. They're not very noble interests, are they? So when we rank those against the interest of the dog not to be harmed, it's clear that we have to focus on the interests of the dog. Now, on the other hand, the dog is doing an activity that it loves doing.
Which may well be so, but it's not always fun. Aaron Cross shows us footage of a race in Manukau in June. Watch the dog at the back of the field pull up suddenly.
So the poor dog just stops running. All his mates are running after the lure. And here he's carried.
With some urgency.
There is a sense of urgency here, but the poor dog's leg is flopping back and forwards, broken.
That's clearly broken.
And the people at the race on the day said they could hear him scream. So
What happened after that? So he's been carried off to the vet there?
That's right.
And then what happened?
He's been carried into the room where the vet euthanized him with lethal injection.
Coming up.
The euthanasia of greyhounds comes from an industry where there's no room for losers.
That's next on 60 Minutes.